How's it going, guys? I'm your bro Taylor,
And I'm your bro Ryan.
and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a lot of the cards you'll see in the top tier credit category, aka you'll need at least a 700 plus credit score to qualify for a lot of these cards. So we're going to give you some of the details on them and rank them in a tier list, which you guys seem to like, and show you exactly how good some of these cards are compared to others.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
So with these cards, you're not only going to need a higher credit score just to be approved, but typically you're going to see a higher annual fee and you're going to see a whole slew of more benefits than what we normally talk about. So jumping into our first card on the list is the Capital One Venture X card. So the Venture X card is going to start with a $395 annual fee. Pretty high, but let's see what you get with that. You get 75,000 miles when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, plus 10,000 anniversary miles every year you have the card. You get a $300 credit for Capital One travel. You also get a $120 TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit, 10 times miles on hotel and rental car through Capital One, 5 times miles on flights and vacation rentals through Capital One, 2 times miles on all other purchases, plus some experience credits for certain hotel collections. You get lounge access. Now we're feeling fancy. As of right now, you will get Hertz presidential status. You could lose this at the end of the year, but they're working on a negotiation and trying to get that benefit extended. You get rental car coverage, free authorized users, and through their portal, you get price drop and price match guarantee. So basically, if you purchase something and 2 weeks later, you're like, I just noticed it actually dropped in price, they'll give you a credit for that difference in that amount, which that's pretty awesome. And then when you're looking at the APR, you're probably assuming it's 150,000%, but no, it's actually pretty reasonable with most cards, and it's at 19.99% to 29.99% APR.
Yeah, so as you can see, a lot of great benefits. Pretty long-winded, really, but that's what you kind of get with these upper echelon of cards. I mean, if you're paying $395 a year, I would expect a lot of these benefits,
True.
frankly, but these are really, really good. I mean, the intro bonus, while it may cost a lot to get it, is really solid. I mean,
Yeah.
75,000 miles right there, you can afford a lot of round trip international flights. I can attest to that personally just because I've done some international travel and looked at a lot of different travel portals. So that's a great thing right there. That's why we actually are putting this in the S tier. Starting off with a bang here, one of the top tier cards in this category.
We're not making you guys wait to the very end of the video to get one of the best cards. There are many more good ones on the list, but we're not making you wait to the very end and going, now that you're here.
Yeah. And while this may kind of seem more structured like a travel credit card, that 2 times miles on all purchases is a great catch-all. You don't see that in many cards. So to see it here, plus all the travel benefits, we just decided to put it in the S tier. Jumping right into the next one is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This one does have a whopping $550 annual fee, so pretty expensive. So I'd be expecting a lot of benefits with this. You'll get 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, so not the best intro offer out there, but still solid. You do get a $300 travel credit every year, and this is one of the more flexible travel credits you'll find in credit cards. Chase just does really well with that. Plus, they'll offer 10 times points on hotels and cars through Chase, 5 times points on flights through Chase. After you spend $300 on Chase travel, that's just because they give you that $300 travel credit, so you don't get all the points on something that you get a credit for. On top of that, you'll get 3 times points on dining and other travel, and 1 times points on all other purchases.
Also, 10 times points on Chase Dining, which is prepaid reservations or orders through Chase Portal. You get lounge access. You get the priority pass. They did lose the restaurant benefit back in July, so if you've seen that in other videos, that is no longer a thing. You do get a $120 TSA PreCheck or Global Entry or Nexus credit. If you have no idea what any of that means, go check out one of our previous videos about TSA PreCheck, Global Entry, all the nitty-gritty on that. Other small credits you can see on screen, we'll put them up for you guys. And then when you talk about the variable APR, you're looking at 22.49% all the way up to 29.49%. I am just not a big fan of the annual fee. I don't believe you are either.
No, yeah.
And so that always pulls us back a little bit, because if you're going to make us pay that much upfront, it's got to come with a lot, which it obviously does come with a lot, but it seems like it's geared more towards travel specifically, not everyday usage. And so for that reason, we decided to put it in the B category. Great card, a lot of great benefits, a lot of coverages, a lot of bonuses, but it's more if you're a everyday traveler, you're traveling the world or you travel very often.
Yeah, and if you're in the Chase ecosystem, this might still be the card for you. You're
Very
like,
true.
well, I already have, the Chase Preferred or the Chase Flex, and I've already gotten a lot of Chase points. You want to continue, then sure, by all means, this is not a bad card.
Right.
But if you're going to be paying $550, you're going to pay that much more than the previous card we mentioned, and your points don't quite even match up to it, then obviously we're going to have to drop you down a knock.
Yeah.
That's why you're in the B tier. Next is the Amex Platinum. Now, this one does have the most expensive annual fee on this list with $695 per year. I think that's kind of crazy. Amex did just increase a lot of their annual fees. Not something we like to see, of course. Hopefully they don't do that again, but we'll see if it's actually worth it. Typically, you'll get 80,000 points when you spend $8,000 in the first 6 months. So while you do have to spend a good bit, you have a good bit of time and you'll get a lot of points. In addition to that, you'll get 5 times points with flights and hotels booked directly with the airline or through Amex Travel. I love when they leave it open to where you can book directly with the airline instead of only through their portal like a lot of these cards do. I think it just makes it so much easier. And then, of course, the standard 1 times points on all other purchases. You do get lounge access, and they have a lot of credits to try and offset that annual fee. $200 Uber cash credit, $200 for airline incidentals, $189 Clear Plus credit. You'll get $240 towards a digital entertainment credit, a $12.99 a month Walmart Plus credit, and a few others you can see on screen. Hilton and Marriott Gold status, plus status with Hertz, Avis, and national car rental companies. Finally, as far as the APR, it ranges from 20.74% to 28.74%. Now, I know that's a lot of credits, but some of them you may never use. I mean, an airline incidental, hopefully you don't come across that. A couple of these others, I don't have a Walmart Plus subscription. It doesn't really blow me away. So while some of these are great, like Uber Cash, I would use that 100% if you travel a lot. Or, you go out every once in a while, be like, I'll cover the Uber, guys. Little do they know you already have that covered.
So yeah, again, with that annual fee, you expect a lot, and really the only points you're getting is hotel and flights. So it's like realistically, if you don't travel that often, you're getting nothing. You get 1 times, which you can get that in a low credit score card.
Yeah, with no annual fee.
Right, exactly. Because like for me to get any real points and to use the Uber Cash, I'll have to go out of my way, change my lifestyle, start traveling, taking Ubers all the time in order for that card to make sense. But for me, it doesn't necessarily make sense. So we decided to put this in the B because it kind of split. For, again, the everyday person, it might not be worth it. But for someone that travels for work or pleasure, it could be absolutely worth it. It could be an A. So rolling into our next card is the Wells Fargo Autograph Journey card. Many of you might not have heard of this card. I personally didn't hear about this card at first until doing all this research. But this is going to have a $95 annual fee. That's actually for an upper tier card, very reasonable.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're talking 60,000 bonus points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, 5 times points on hotels, 4 times points on airlines, 3 times points on restaurants and other travel, and 1 times points on all other purchases. Plus, you get a $50 annual airline credit. That's pretty nice. Then when you're talking about the variable APR, you're looking from 20.74% all the way up to 29.74%. The biggest thing that we thought it took away that was a little bit better than the last card is that annual fee.
Yeah.
You went from the highest annual fee to pretty much this is the lowest annual fee we're talking about. So we decided to actually put this in the A category.
Yeah. I mean, your intro bonus is competing with something that costs several $100s a year.
Right.
That's a good thing to see. Plus 3 times points on restaurants. So there is a slight reason to maybe integrate it more into your everyday life. Again, mostly geared towards travel. So we're not going to go crazy and put it in S, but a great card. Next is another card you maybe haven't heard about before. It's the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve Visa Infinite Card. Not really anything that got me too excited about it, so for that reason, we decided to put it in the C tier.
And last but not least on our list is the MasterCard Titanium card. This card has a $195 annual fee. It has a 0% intro APR on just balance transfers for the first 15 billing cycles. You earn 1 point for all purchases, but you get 2% value for airline redemption. Get some bonuses and upgrades at certain hotels with the luxury card travel program. And then when you're looking at the APR, you're looking between 20.74% to 28.74%. So you mean to tell me you want me to pay $200 a year and you're pretty much giving me 1 point on all my purchases? That's not great.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you go to redeem for airfare only, that's when you'll decide, okay, I'll give you 2 times points, which still isn't great. Other cards, even with no annual fee, do that.
Yeah.
You're not really getting my attention. That's not going to be something I'm going to pay $200 a year for. There's no credits to offset that. There's no big bonuses.
Yeah.
There's no big portal that's really like fantastic.
Yeah. And it's not that you're earning 2 points for airfare. It's just when you redeem the point through their travel partner, it's worth 2 times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, 1 point on everything.
Yeah.
If you're going to require like a 700, 740 credit score at least, then I'm expecting a lot. Plus, I'm paying you for it.
Yeah.
This card just...
Not even a lot, something.
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Like, I mean, sure, you have, a 0% APR for balance transfers, but
Yeah.
I mean, at this kind of tier where you have good credit, you're probably not going to be using that much.
Right.
So I just don't really see why they, like, frankly, have the audacity to kind of do this.
Yeah.
That's why we put this in the D tier.
And so out of all these cards, again, please let us know in the comments if you use one of these cards and you really love one of these or hate one of these cards.
Yeah.
Please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I'm sure someone else out there would love to hear and go, oh, I was really thinking about that card, but that makes sense. I won't go after it. So for that reason, that would be great for us all to hear from you, as well as please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and always stay tuned for the next one.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.